good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Well, Henry, I know this is going to sound weird, but when you walk out, you look like you're wearing one of those fake muscle suits, like the little boys wear with all the foam muscles on them, except I know they're not foam. They're actual human flesh, correct?
It's silicone.
Hold on, let me just... Yes, they are actual human flesh. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Very good to see you. I'm doing well, thank you. How often do people bring up Superman to you in your daily life?
Hardly ever.
Really?
Yeah. You're the first.
Is that right? Yeah. Since the movie came out, I'm the first one to mention it.
You are.
That is truly remarkable. I heard that you were... Do you celebrate Thanksgiving traditionally? It's like a...
Not in the UK. Traditionally, no. We don't do that.
Yes, right. Yeah. But when you're here, you do.
When I'm here, I will find someone who's willing to take me in for food.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole idea, is that people come together. Yeah.
Yeah. And, but in the UK this year, the Macquaries invited me over for what we called a Friendsgiving, because they have their Thanksgiving on the Thanksgiving Day, and they have a Friendsgiving the night before.
The Macquaries being the...
Chris Macquarie, the director of Mission Impossible.
Director of Mission Impossible.
Genius.
Were you guys talking about a new movie? Because I know your character got killed in the last movie, but on Mission Impossible, you just pull the face right off and you're in it again, right? Like, look who's alive.
You never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
I took the full force of that hook on my moustache.
Mm-hmm.
So...
You could just be mustacheless.
We know how powerful that is. I mean, that almost killed Superman.
Yeah, Superman. You can't kill Superman real easy. No. You are I find this interesting because I've almost never heard this to be the case. A big NFL football fan.
Yes.
Which is unusual because typically when someone from England will come here, they get annoyed when I say football, referring to football.
Football, right.
Because soccer's called football over there, but we know what the real football is. It's here. But you are what fan of the Chiefs, right?
I'm a Chiefs fan, yes.
And how did that happen?
Okay, so I spend a lot of time over here, obviously, and I've been watching some American football. I started to like the sport, and I realized I had to choose a team. And the only way I could choose a team was with something that was never going to change. It wasn't going to be my buddy likes this team or whatever it may be. So I figured the one thing which won't ever change in my life is the Superman aspect of it. And I figured Superman's from Kansas, the Chiefs, people in Kansas support the Chiefs. It just all added up.
So you just kind of said like, oh, if Superman was a football fan...
Oh, he'd definitely be a Chiefs fan.
He'd be a Chiefs fan.
100%.
And you're probably right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird. I mean, it's no different, I guess, than how anybody picks a team, especially when they root for a team that's not in their city. But that's a strange way to write. And so you now have decided that this is the team you like.
Absolutely. Yes, and I like them a lot. I like them a lot. Chiefs Nation is a good fan base.
You've been to the games there in Kansas City?
I've been to one game at Arrowhead.
At Arrowhead, yeah.
And that was an amazing experience. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a football game before or anything, but this is...
We all have, yes.
When I went down, this is my first time, right? So I went down pitch side, is that what you guys call it as well, pitch side?
On the field. On the field. You're on the sidelines.
Yeah, sidelines. We went down on the sidelines, and it was the flamethrowers, big jets of flame going into the sky. In England, we just, the teams walk out, sing a song if it's international rugby, and then we kick the crap out of each other.
Right.
But it's a display.
You have no flames over there? There's no explosions or bands? Are there bands?
I haven't seen a band in a long time, no.
Really?
We just have a whole bunch of rugby players, and I love you guys, who can't sing. And it's a really close shot of each rugby player singing the national anthem out of tune with the rest of the stadium because the sound is traveling around. And it's like, why are we... Like, it's really... You're there and you feel it, and it's passionate. But it's nothing quite like...
I would like to go to a rugby game. I've never been to a rugby game. And that seems like, maybe other than boxing, like the toughest... Other than MMA, like the most violent sport there could be.
It's pretty much like non-stop 90-minute MMA.
Which is your rugby team?
I don't have a club rugby team. I just support England.
You support England? Okay.
Or the British Lions.
Did you play rugby as a kid?
When I was a boy, I played rugby.
Because you have a bunch of brothers. How many brothers do you have?
I have 4 brothers.
And where are you in that? Are you the oldest?
I'm number 4 out of 5, so the second youngest.
Oh, that's the worst spot to be in, right?
No.
It isn't.
You're not the youngest.
Well, let's evaluate all the spots. Because the youngest, at least you're the youngest. You know, you're the baby. You've got something kind of different going on there.
You kind of have mum protecting you a little bit, but there's only so
like if it were the
happens.
Olympics, you know, the first one would be the gold medalist, the second one would be silver, the bronze, and then there's you just kind of standing off to the side.
Disappointed. No, the eldest gets the toughest game. 100%, because they get all the discipline.
And is
By
that
the time
how...
it gets to us, it's all just free-for-all.
At number 4, you must then get really strong and tough because your brothers... Are your brothers all built like you are?
We're all of a similar size.
Big guys,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, but I was smart. I never picked battles with them. My oldest brother was 4 years older than me. So he was considerably larger and incredibly strong. Simon, he was so strong that we would make fun of him by saying Hulk smash every time he got angry. And
so there are a lot of superheroes in this family.
Like a switch. And so that was not the guy I picked my fights with.
All right.
I went down. Yeah.
So even Superman is scared of somebody. That's what the lesson here. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to see a clip from Henry's new show. It's called The Witcher. It's on Netflix. We'll be right back with Henry Cavill.
Kill them both!
That is Henry Cavill in The Witcher, which will be on Netflix starting December 20th. Is that a real sword that you're using there?
There was one bit where I use a real sword there, yeah. But that's pretty much like my family at feeding time when someone steals the last roast potato.
It looked like you were doing the fighting in that scene.
Absolutely, yes.
Do you use stuntmen?
I do my best not to. On this, I didn't use a stuntman at all. And for me, it's really important that the character exists within the action as well, rather than just an acting scene and then you have an action scene which is completely separate, then you're back to the acting again. It's really important that the story and the character travel through all of those things.
Is that something Tom Cruise shamed you into, not using stuntmen? And be like, hey, I do everything. You should do everything too?
Yeah. I'm suffering for it every day.
The Witcher, I was thinking about it, and I was like, why do I remember that? And I remember seeing the books, like, as a kid. There was a book series, right?
Yes. This TV show is based off the book series.
The books, yes. And this was a very popular, what is magic, science fiction?
Hugely popular fantasy genre series of books, bestsellers.
Right.
Much all
Had you read those books?
I had, yeah.
So this was something you had a particular interest in being a part of.
Yeah. I read
and how do you
books and I
find
played the
out
games
they're
as well.
doing it? Like when there's something that you're into.
You just hear it. You read it on the internet half the time.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's how you found out about
Absolutely. Read it on the internet. Yeah.
And so you're like, oh, yeah, this is something. Do you have other things like that? I mean, maybe you should put the word out. Like, you know, like, were you really into Rubik's Cube or anything?
The movie. Yeah. It's really complicated.
I'd love to play the cube.
Frustrating.
So these are books that you read as a kid, and now you get to play the character.
I didn't read the books as a kid. I played the games. They released a game called Witcher 3 it's about 5 years ago now. Played that game to the death.
Really?
And then I heard it was coming out. I met the showrunner, and that's when I learned there were books. Read the books, and I realized I was missing out on a whole world of the stuff because I've been into the fantasy genre since I was a kid. Since before I could read, my dad was reading me fantasy books.
A lot of people are comparing this to Game of Thrones.
Right.
And there is one particular comparison I noticed just from looking at the clip today. Now, that's your character.
Geralt.
Geralt, okay. And then you've got the Khaleesi. And you've got the same hair as the Khaleesi. Really.
We do.
Yeah.
I modeled myself off Khaleesi. I made people call me Khaleesi or Amelia on set, because otherwise I was like,
Amelia,
no eye
nice.
Contact, I want to be Amelia or Khaleesi. Call me Mother of Dragons, I'm fine.
Well, it's very good to see you. Thank you for coming. The show is called The Witcher. It premieres December 20th on Netflix. Henry Cavill, everybody. Thank you, Henry. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. Give back this holiday season. Buy my new book, The Serious Goose. I wrote it and drew it. All the money I make goes to children's hospitals across the country. And if you don't support that, you are a monster.